It's 11 p.m. You're sitting in the hospital parking lot staring at a bill that says $14,000 for a baby, a healthy baby. No complications, no NICU, just a baby. And you're thinking, we wanted this. We planned for this. How is this already a disaster? Spoiler, the bill is just the beginning. Today we're answering the question every couple whispers but nobody Googles out loud. How much does a baby actually cost in 2026? And not the cute version, not the it's worth every penny version. The real number, the one that makes your spreadsheet cry. Because there's what people tell you a baby costs, and then there's what a baby actually costs. And the gap between those two numbers is where financial stress is born. Let's talk about year one. Everyone says babies are expensive. Nobody tells you the number. So here it is. The average first year of a baby in the US costs between $15,000 and $25,000. That's not a typo. Here's where it goes. Hospital delivery, $10,000 to $30,000 depending on your insurance. Newborn essentials, crib, car seat, stroller, gear, $2,000 to $5,000. Formula, if you use it, $150 to $300 a month. That's $1,800 to $3,600 for the year. Diapers, $80 a month minimum, $960 for the year. Pediatric visits, co-pays, random sick visits, $500 to $2,000, and childcare, the number that makes grown adults cry. We'll get to that in a second, because childcare alone deserves its own funeral. Let's talk about childcare. The average cost of infant daycare in the US is $1,200 to $2,500 a month. In major cities, $3,000 to $4,500 per month for one child. That is a mortgage payment, except it builds zero equity and ends in 5 years when kindergarten starts. Here's where it gets mathematically violent. If you're a two-income household making $120,000 combined, you're taking home roughly $7,500 a month after taxes. Subtract $2,500 for childcare. You're now living on $5,000 a month before rent, food, car, insurance, or student loans. A lot of families quietly do this math and realize one parent going back to work barely breaks even. Sometimes it doesn't break even at all. You're paying to go to work to pay someone else to watch your baby while you earn money that mostly pays for the watching. The math doesn't lie. It just hurts. Here's what the baby budget articles leave out. Lost income. The average maternity leave in the US is 10 weeks. Half of that is often unpaid. If you make $60,000 a year, 5 weeks unpaid leave costs you about $5,700. Gone. Before the baby buys a single diaper. Then there's the career penalty. Studies show mothers face a wage gap that gets worse after having children. Economists call it the motherhood penalty. It's real, it's measurable, and nobody mentions it at your baby shower. Then add sleep deprivation productivity loss, which is basically a second job you hate, postpartum healthcare costs that insurance loves to partially cover, the random stuff, the bouncer, the sound machine, the 11th swaddle blanket because the first 10 were wrong somehow, and the bigger house you might need now, which we covered in a whole other video. The visible costs are expensive. The invisible costs are brutal. Let's reverse engineer this. All in, childcare, diapers, formula, healthcare, gear, lost income, and basic survival, a baby costs somewhere between $25,000 and $40,000 in year one alone. That's $2,000 to $3,300 coming out of your budget every single month, on top of everything you already pay. Financial advisors say housing shouldn't exceed 28% of income. They don't talk enough about the baby number. So let's do it. If a baby adds $2,500 a month to your costs and you want that to be manageable, let's say 15 to 20% of take-home pay, you need to be bringing home $12,500 to $16,500 a month. That's a household income of roughly $180,000 to $220,000 a year for one baby, without financial stress quietly eating your marriage. The median household income in the US is $84,000. Do that math slowly and understand why so many people are choosing not to have children at all. Let's make this real. Meet a couple. Combined income $130,000. That's above average. That's supposed to be comfortable. After taxes, they take home roughly $8,000 a month. Now, subtract rent or mortgage, $2,200, childcare, $2,000, car payments and insurance, $900, groceries, $700, student loans, $500, utilities and subscriptions, $300. That's $6,600 gone. They have $1,400 left for everything else: medical bills, clothes, emergency fund, date night, saving for that baby's college, which will cost $300,000 by the time they get there. This is what baby poor looks like. Not broke, not irresponsible, not bad with money, just crushed under the weight of costs that keep arriving whether you're ready or not. Here's what nobody selling you baby stuff wants you to know. The baby industry is worth $88 billion in the US. Every product is marketed like it's the difference between a good parent and a bad one. The $1,400 stroller, the $600 monitor, the organic everything. None of it is about the baby. It's about your anxiety. And the anxiety is real because the safety net isn't. The US is one of the only developed countries with no guaranteed paid maternity leave, no universal childcare, no subsidized infant care. Every other wealthy nation treats this as a public good. We treat it as a personal financial decision and then wonder why the birth rate is collapsing. This isn't about individual choices. It's about a system that makes one of the most natural human experiences into a financial stress test, and most families are quietly failing it. Here's the truth nobody says out loud. Having a baby in America in 2026 is one of the most expensive decisions you will ever make. Not because babies are expensive, because the system around babies is broken. Childcare costs more than college tuition in 32 states. Delivery costs more than a used car. Maternity leave is a privilege, not a right. You cannot coupon your way out of this. You cannot side hustle your way through infant care. So what do? First, know the real number before you decide. Financial surprise is the enemy of financial stability. Second, if you're already in it, you're not failing. You're navigating a system that was never designed to support you. Third, advocate for change. Paid leave, subsidized childcare, actual policy. Because this is a math problem that requires more than a personal finance solution. Having a child should not require a six-figure income and a spreadsheet. But in 2026 America, it kind of does. And that's not your fault. That's a failure worth being angry about.